The title of this book is The Rabbit Listened, and the author of the book is Cory Doerrfeld. Here's a picture of the front cover. That rabbit has really tall ears. I bet they're really good for listening. Here's our back cover. How does it look like the child is feeling? You look a little sad to me. A little bit sad and maybe happy on the front. The rabbit listened. Here's our inside front cover. And this is called the title page. I wonder what they're gonna do with that box. One day, Taylor decided to build something. Something new. Something special. Something amazing. Taylor was proud. Oh, that is a really cool looking tower. I would feel proud too. Feels good to be proud of something. But then, out of nowhere, oh my gosh. Oh, look at Taylor's expression. It looks like they're feeling pretty, maybe scared or worried. Things came crashing down. Oh, look how Taylor's shoulders are slumped over. He looks really sad. The chicken was the first to notice. Cluck, cluck. What a shame. I'm sorry this happened. Let's talk about it. Cluck, cluck. But Taylor didn't feel like talking. So the chicken left. Next came the bear. Garr, how horrible! I bet you feel so angry. Let's shout about it. Garr, garr. But Taylor didn't feel like shouting. So the bear left. Sometimes it does feel good to talk about something when we're sad or mad. And sometimes it feels good to shout and yell. But when we shout and yell, sometimes it's scary for others. And sometimes people's ears get hurt. The elephant knew just what to do. Trumpta, I can fix this. We just need to remember exactly the way things were. But Taylor didn't feel like remembering. So the elephant also left. Those are all some different ideas of things you can do when you're feeling angry. One by one they came. The hyena, hee hee, let's laugh about it. The ostrich, gulp, let's hide and pretend nothing happened. The kangaroo, tisk tisk, what a mess, let's throw it all away. And the snake, shh, let's go knock down someone else's. Do any of those seem like good ideas to you? You're feeling sad that your tower got knocked down? Should you go and knock down someone else's tower? But Taylor didn't feel like doing anything with anybody. So eventually they all left until Taylor was alone. In the quiet, Taylor didn't even notice the rabbit, but it moved closer and closer until Taylor could feel its warm body. Together, they sat in silence until Taylor said, "Please stay with me." The rabbit listened. The rabbit listened as Taylor talked. The rabbit listened as Taylor shouted. The rabbit listened as Taylor remembered and laughed. The rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to hide, to throw everything away, to ruin things for someone else. Through it all, the rabbit never left. And when the time was right, the rabbit listened to Taylor's plan to build again. "I can't wait," Taylor said. Oh, it's going to be amazing. And on the back it says, "Sometimes hugs say more than words." I know I like to get a hug when I'm feeling sad or mad. That's the end. Alright, so in the book, The Rabbit Listened. The little boy in the book felt a lot of different emotions or feelings. And so today I'm going to teach you guys about a way to organize all kinds of different feelings. And it's called Zones of Regulation. And basically it just organizes the different ways that we might be feeling. So we've got, it's organized by color. We've got blue, green, we're going to call this yellow, even though I kind of used orange, and red. And those are some different ways of feeling. So in the blue zone, we have someone that's looking a little bit like he's not feeling too great. He's might be feeling sick, sad, tired, bored, maybe moving kind of slow. In the green, we've got these feelings: happy, calm, ready to learn, focused, feeling okay. I think my favorite zone to be in is the green zone. When we're getting into the yellow zone, we might be starting to feel a little frustrated, or maybe we're worried about something. Sometimes we might feel a little silly or wiggly or anxious, or maybe we're excited about something and we might be starting to kind of lose a little bit of control. Our bodies are kind of getting a little bit out of control. We might be just wiggling a little more than usual, or maybe stamping our feet around a little. So that's our yellow zone. And in the red zone, that's when we're feeling just pretty angry. Maybe we're feeling a little out of control. It's hard to make a happy, proper choice. Sometimes we might even do things that are a little bit mean, or do some yelling or hitting. We might feel like we want to throw something or break something. So those are all the different kinds of Those are the different zones of regulation. And there's also a list of things you can do when you're feeling each of those. So we're going to go over those in a few minutes. But in our book, The Rabbit Listened, the little boy felt a lot of these different feelings, and he was in a lot of the different zones. So at the beginning of the book, he wanted to build something. Looks like he was feeling pretty happy and calm. Probably, which zone do you think he was in? I think maybe he was in the green zone at the beginning. He was feeling pretty happy. Wanted to build something really special. Oh my gosh, he was feeling really proud. He built this really cool tower. I think he was still in the green zone on that page. Then something terrible happened. Alright, so that thing happening when all the birds flew through and destroyed his tower, that knocked him right out of the green zone and maybe kind of into maybe in the yellow zone, I'm thinking, or maybe even the red. I know I feel really frustrated if I'm working hard on something and then it gets destroyed. It makes me feel sad. It makes me feel kind of a little bit mad, maybe. All right, and then in the next page, he looked like he was feeling really sad. So maybe he was kind of in the blue or maybe in the yellow on that page. And he kind of felt like he wanted to hide, and then the chicken noticed. So then later in the book, all the different animals came through, and they all had different ideas of things he could do. The hyena said, oh, you could laugh about it. The ostrich said, oh, you could hide. Maybe you could just throw it all away. Those are all things that you might feel like doing when you're in the yellow or the red zone. The snake even suggested maybe you could go and destroy someone else's tower. That's something you would do maybe if you were in the red zone and having a hard time making a good choice. And then at the end of the book, the rabbit just came over and they talked about it together. And they laughed about it. They were mad about it together. They hid together. They talked about maybe they could throw it all away. They talked about all the different ways that he could maybe solve his problem and help himself get back into the green zone. And then he made a bit plan of how he wanted to build it again and got himself back into the green zone. So if you ever find yourself in maybe the blue zone, there's some things you can do. So maybe you're feeling sick, sad, tired, bored. You can take a little break. Maybe just walk away from what you're doing and you can take a break. You can talk to an adult. You can ask your teacher or your mom or your dad or whoever you're with, your grandma, or your babysitter. You could tell them how you're feeling and maybe they can help you solve some of your problems. You can always ask for a hug. I know hugs make me feel better. You can draw a picture. Sometimes I like to just get out my crayons or my markers and my notebook and just draw it out. It feels good to draw. It helps me feel relaxed. When you're in the green zone, you're feeling happy, calm, and you can learn. You're ready to listen. You can work hard. You can think happy thoughts, or you can help other people with things. Those are all things you can do when you're in the green zone. If you are in the yellow zone and you're starting to lose a little control, maybe you're wiggling around, you're just not feeling very comfortable. Some ideas of things you can do to help yourself when you're in that yellow zone are you can take a break. Maybe just walk away for a little bit, or ask if you can go in a different room, or maybe you can go to a quiet, cozy space. You can take a drink. Sometimes just taking a drink of water or asking for a snack or something can maybe help you feel a little better. You can take some deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And you can do that maybe a few times. Maybe you can ask just to go for a walk. Sometimes it feels good to just get out of the area that you're in and just go for a little walk. Maybe look at the birds, listen to the sounds outside. You can talk to someone. It's always a good idea to try to find someone to talk to if you're starting to feel a little bit out of control, or if you're feeling a little sad or worried, or you're just not sure what to do with your body. You can always ask an adult and we can help you. All right, now here is in the red zone. Now if you get in the red zone, you know that you really got to stop and figure out how you're going to get out of that red zone. So if you're in the red zone, you're feeling pretty angry, you might feel like yelling or hitting someone. Some things you can do are, what I first do is stop. I always stop. And then try to take some deep breaths. Take a break. You can maybe do some counting. Slowly count to 10. Maybe if you have a special ball that you can squeeze really, really hard and get some of that anger out. You can always just talk to an adult. Find an adult and just say, hey, I'm feeling really mad. And we'll see what we can do to help you start to feel a little bit better and calm yourself down. It's okay to feel mad, and it's okay to feel all these other feelings. Sometimes it helps to just draw it. If you can get some paper and maybe just draw. Maybe you just want to scribble, 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 and that might help you feel better. It is okay to be in any of these zones. But when you get into like the yellow zone, what we want to do is try to help ourselves calm down and figure out, talk about our feelings before we get into this red zone. Because sometimes the red zone can feel a little scary or a little dangerous. There's lots of things we can do. So those are our zones of regulation. And we will talk more about these when we get back to school, and maybe in the next few weeks when you're at your houses, we'll be talking about those zones a little bit more. Bye, guys.